How you guys doing today? I want to talk about the whole notion of this Bible being the good book and how people tend to think, religious people tend to think that this is true. Everything in the Bible is true, and you have to obey the Bible. I would like to start off by saying that most religious people I have discovered has never read the Bible. They have never read the Bible from the beginning to the end. They've never read it. And I truly believe that if they would just simply read this so-called good book, this book that they love and talk about so much, if they would just simply read this book, most of them will probably be like, what the fuck is this bullshit? And go ahead and throw the Bible in the trash where it belongs and get some real education in their head. But people are so ignorant that they don't even want to read this Bible that they claim is so great. I have read the Bible. I have read a good portion of the Quran. And these are definitely bullshit documents, but I want to stick to the Holy Bible today. The Holy Bible, first off, is not a book by itself. It is made up of several different books that was written over 2,000 years ago by several different authors. This is the Bible that these people are reading and hold so true to. What the hell? Why would you want to devote your whole life to this Bible and to the teachings of this Bible, which, by the way, you have not actually read, so you're basically going on what somebody else then told you? I thought that was the whole purpose of finally having the Bible translated from Latin so many years ago, so that you just won't have to rely on the priests who were the only ones who were educated in Latin. Common man just wasn't educated enough to read it. All of a sudden now common men are educated to read this because the thing was translated in so many different languages, and people still won't read the Bible. You might as well go ahead and read this thing if you claim that everything in there is true, and really find out what's in the Bible. The Bible is very, very destructive. If you actually read just the first book in there, it's full of destruction, full of killing, and God violates so much of His own laws. And that's why I say that if anybody is going around carrying around the so-called good book and saying that this book is so true, you should offer them the challenge to say how you read it, from front to end. Do you really think that this book is a good book? Because if so, these people should be put in a psychiatric hospital. Let me tell you a little story from when I was actually younger. I was actually in the 8th grade at this time. Yeah, the 8th grade. And that was actually, I wasn't in the 8th grade. I was in high school. Whatever. I know I was in high school, and that was the 2000 elections going on with Gore versus Bush. And there was a mock election going on. And we had to go out and vote in this little mock election to actually educate us on the educational system in America. Not the educational system, but the electoral system in America, and the voting system. And so we had to do this sort of mock voting, and the principal got up and gave a big speech from the whole school about the importance of voting and all that. And then he started swerving over into the candidates that was out there at this particular time, Gore and Bush and Nader. and he was talking about how Native was just pretty much an antisocial, was like pretty much he was very much anti-government, saying that he was an anarchist essentially. Then he said that Gore was someone who thought he deserved to get this seat just because he was the vice president. And then he said that what we really should be voting for is Bush, because he's the only one out of all three of them who believe in the Bible. And the Bible is true, and anybody who don't believe in the Bible, you don't want that person as president. And I remember thinking, what the fuck kind of shit is that? Like, at this point, I had already begun reading the Bible, and I knew that the Bible was full of shit. And so that's why when the principal said these words, I was like, what the fuck? But nonetheless, unfortunately, Bush did win the election. And he did do a lot of things in this country of what he said the Bible told him to do so. Might want to stay the fuck away from the Bible.